Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new review. In front of me is the new Mercedes-Benz A Class Sedan. After reviewing the hatch 1 year ago, I wanted to take a spin in the new sedan, do in-depth review for you. I've been driving the car, filming it, but now I'm going to sum up all of my experience in this video. So this is the key. If we unlock the car, watch the LED lights. Really nice. They come from really low light to full intensity. Looks really nice. You have also LED lights on your side mirrors and inside lights. You can notice that the car has the AMG exterior and interior package. You have the diamond shaped grille with the big star. That's actually adaptive radar for Distronic, actually called in Mercedes. If we come to the side of the car, beautiful. We have 18-inch alloy wheels. Those are standard, actually top size. You can also get 16-inch or 17 or this 18-inch. I see the car has turned off the lights and locked itself because I wasn't near it. So let's unlock it again. I'm gonna come to the back. So this is the 180d diesel, 116 horsepower, excuse me. I'm gonna talk about the engine, but it's really torquish. And I'm elevated here so you can see the beautiful LED lights. If I press again, you can see the blinkers. They're not sequential, but doesn't matter, they're at least LED. Let me show you the trunk. Of course, we have a fake exhaust. Only on A35 you're gonna get a real deal with the exhaust. 420 liters, 50 liters more than the hatch version. Decent trunk for a small you know, sedan. And you have your white light and red light on the top. You have a backing camera on this car, equipped in a chrome package. So let's see the interior. We have also on the bottom LED and red in the door. The switches and the lights are white, and all the, like the steering wheel and the key buttons. On the back, when we look at the car, there is actually white illumination. Now I haven't figured the car. Sometimes when I sit in the car, it was raining, so there's some squishy from my sneakers. So we have LED lights, kind of diamond shaped as well. Inside you can see everything before we turn this car, which turns into a disco light show. So sometimes the lights go white. I'm not sure in what mode, to be honest. If I press here, you get the Mercedes welcoming logo. Now at the moment they're switched off for some reason. Sometimes they turn all white, all this, but if I start the car now, I just want to move here to the infotainment. I'm going to talk about that just a little bit later. And I just want to see here for a moment because I'm really not sure. The moment ago the car was acting differently. I'm not really sure what's going on. If we press contact here, I'm gonna press the brake, turn on the car. Wow, see this? This is really impressive, nice. This is something you can get in S-Class before only. Now you get it in the entry version. You will always gonna get this seatbelt warning. I'm gonna put the key in my pocket. Now what's really nice in this car, although you have USB-C chargers, you have your phone. You can put it down on the bottom here to a wireless charger. Although there isn't any lighting down there, despite all this lighting, I think that would be more useful here. Anyways, I'm gonna put my seatbelt on. Just let's enjoy this interior at the moment. See, the ambient lights are sort of changing. I'm not sure how or why. Anyway, I love the steering wheel, the white lights. Press here, you can really customize the screens, and you have here haptic feedback. There's no more wheel, and it's nice. You just have to get used to it. I wish there were more preset buttons here for some things, but just to show you a few things, if I go to let's see, information, you have here car information. Now you have to go to the top menu. So engine, you get information about the engine. You can press here. This is a touchscreen, really good resolution. Now this, you have consumption, and our consumption was about 5.3 liter when I got the car. I was filming it in idling while I was idling because I wanted the lights on, so now it's kind of jumped to 6, but actually it's around 5. Really good consumption for this diesel engine. Now it's easy when you get the feel about the touchpad. It works good. You can actually write letters as well. This car doesn't have the navigation activated software wise because this car hasn't been sold yet. It's a test car. Anyway, just to show you the comfort, I'm just going to show you the colors. Really nice. Of course, you can turn off the screen if you want to. Have the fire red here, dawn blue. I mean, you can really, I think you can even personalize the colors you want. These are the fixed, I mean, color schemes that you can choose, you know, to your personal preferences. I'm not sure what I want to leave. I kind of like this. It's really colorful. I'm not sure how it's going to look on my GoPro. You have here multicolor. You can just have one color. See, when the car comes on, it looks like this. I'm not sure what happened now. Maybe that was off for some reason. There's a lot of in-depth here information, like, just let me show you here, and then we're gonna head on driving. You can press here for experience, then the whole infotainment changes. This is the sport mode. You know, I can see that the car has changed into yellow in in a night because I was driving the car in the daytime, so I haven't noticed this information. Once again, if you go down, you have favorites here at the bottom. You can actually, as you can see, turn off the display if you just want to focus on your digital speedometer, which can also be customized. So this really looks nice. You just press here and it wakes up. You also have trip here. I'm gonna see that the digital speedometer is going to change, the lights change. You have the efficiency here as well. Yeah, it kind of goes green. And whoops, kind of press there. Actually, you can, I guess, here customize what lasts, how much time consumption back you want to see. And let me just go, I have to go back to home menu. So there is a home menu here. I'm not sure if you can see. Let me just show you the, whoops, I'm gonna show the volume later. This is one of the screens you can only see in this mode while the car is on. Again, I've pressed something, and apologize, on the radio, and just to see the standard Mercedes options.
How can I help you? What can I do for you?
Set temperature to 22 degrees.
Could you repeat your input, please?
Set temperature to 22 degrees.
Temperature is 22 degrees.
Now, if I mention the M word, the name of the brand, the voice assistant turns on. And as you can see, the car is now idling. It's shifted to white color, and you can customize depending on the temperature settings. See, the AC turns into white. If I go to warmer temperatures, it turns to red, which is a cool feature, and everything is white. So this is kind of standard Mercedes. If I go down to see themes, you can set up a theme. Actually never did that. Start screen, navigation, radio, media, vehicle, display off, standby mode. I haven't played, even honestly in my in-depth review, I haven't seen this, to be honest. So I'm not going to play with this because we don't have time for that, because this video is probably already a few minutes long. I think we should head out, and maybe I should leave the ambient lights in this white mode because it's maybe less distracting. So I think I'm gonna do that. And just to mention, you can customize both of these bubbles. I'm gonna leave it in classic because I think I like that the most. You can see the consumption inside, or you can press the taptic button here, and actually I'm gonna press home, and I'm just going to leave this on assistance. So I can see my Destronic distance, the cruise control works really good in the distance, so I'm thinking we're gonna head out because I'm gonna talk too long. Okay, so I'm leaving the lights on white because it's less distracting, it's really colorful, it's nice. And I just wanted to show you the radio. I've selected a bad station, so we're gonna do that later while on a traffic light. Now the rain has fallen, so everything is still wet, but the LED lights, we're gonna go somewhere where there's no traffic lights, where there's outside the city, where you can see actually the LED lights. And I have my phone, I'm gonna use my phone as well, just as a comparison, because I think it's a little bit better than the GoPro. Now, as you can see, this line, it was freshly painted maybe 2 months ago. It's still sort of white, so, and the LED lights are actually really good. You can see the license plates lighting up. There's street lights here that are yellow, so you cannot really see too much difference. Anyway, let's start talking about the engine. So this is the 180D. Actually, it's a 1.6 diesel with 116 horsepower, if I'm not mistaken. And I must say, this car is pretty torquish in this like comfort mode. See, sometimes if you're looking for that button and you're new with the car, you might press the touchpad. So, you know, just a warning. You can see on the grass how LED lights are so white. Now I was in comfort, now I'm in eco, like economic mode. I would compare this to my car, the throttle response. I was driving mostly the car in the comfort, and the engine is torquey, easily speeds up. And if you move to sport, the response is even faster. It can easily speed up, you know, and go beyond the speed limit. I'm gonna keep it safe here, and definitely the engine's good, torquish, it's responsive. It's a diesel engine, and to be honest, I'm used to, you know, certain diesel sound, and this isn't it. Inside is the Renault engine. It's not a Mercedes, it's a Renault. Renault, for those of you who are from the United States and don't know, is a French brand. They have really good, reliable engines, and there's nothing bad I could say about those engines. And I'm pretty sure Mercedes chose the engine because they thought it was good enough and reliable. Today you only get the Mercedes engine in the AMG cars. So even the C-Class, cancel. See, I cannot mention the brand name because it starts, you know, the AI turns on. Anyways, I think I want to actually change the color scheme, but yeah, you can see the white lights. I mean, the LED lights are so good, they're illuminating everything pretty well. I think just after they've repainted, the paint really gets dirty quickly. So let's go into the ambient lights, color and multicolor, and everything is on and looks so cool. So this is one of the coolest features about the interior. Anyway, let's talk still about the performance of the car. Now the brakes are, let's press the gas here, the brakes are good, they're gripping. If you press more, so I was talking about the brakes, and for some reason the GoPro stopped, you know. Also reacts to voice commands, so might have used one. Anyway, if I use brakes, they're firm, they grip fast, and if you press even more, they grip even, I mean, they brake even harder. So I'm pretty satisfied with the brakes. The handling of this car is quite good. Even in the corners, it has a good turning radius of the steering wheel. On the parking lot is really not a problem to park this car. You have the backing camera, which has a really high resolution, so Mercedes was not saving any money. Even the screens are crispy graphics, such a good resolution. Even if I come close, I would say almost like a retina display. It's not, but it's like really close. The visibility in the car on the front is good. At first I thought this was maybe high on the doors, just, you know, I was driving a different car, but when I got used to it, it's all fine. On the back, the seat is kind of you know, adjusted just for someone to have a knee in the front. And I just must say that since this car is a small compact sedan, it is short, so of course you're gonna move the seat backwards, and then the seat is actually you know, covering your blind spot. And in this car, this is what I have to criticize: Mercedes doesn't have blind spot warning as standard. And for a starting price of 31,000 euros, this car maybe was maybe 32.5 or 33, with few options, not too many. If you see garbage, there was a really strong wind, and it picked, you know, from the trash cans a lot of plastic bags. And I know the environment, we have to take care of our environment, it's terrible. So use paper bags, at least if you can. Don't use plastic bags. Anyway, back to our regular program. Start stop, as you can see, works flawlessly. And what else trying to say? Okay, so the driving, I think I've mentioned everything. So inside, the soundproof is decent. Whoops, that was me. So the soundproof is decent. Again, if I use long lights just for a second, I don't want to blind anyone. You can see how bright they are, really good. Anyway, the soundproof is good. On lower speeds, when you're driving like 80, you can hear maybe a lot of tire noise, and when you're driving faster, like 130, then you can hear a lot of wind noise, especially probably from the side mirrors. But you know, it's, you know, moderate, acceptable wind noise. So the soundproof is actually okay, I would say, considering the car. And if you turn on the speakers, which I wanted to show but I kind of forgot here, so let's turn on the radio. Just want to go to some sort of I can play the whole song because of the copyright strike, but as you can see, these are the bass speakers. As far as I know, I haven't seen any letters on it, you know, any branding, or the amplifier in the back. So I'm pretty sure these are the bass speakers, and they're pretty good for bass speakers. I think there's like 3, 6, 8 or 9 of them. There's one large on the top. It's pretty good sound system for a bass sound system. Now we're gonna get to the highway. For those of you who are new, those who are regular to the channel, they actually probably know my route. And I'm gonna test this car to higher speed so you can hear the noise and see how it drives on the highway, as well in you know, less street lights, just dark. And then we're gonna go to a pitch black road to see the performance of the LED multi-beam lights, or whatever the name is. Now there are a few things in the trunk space which is actually decent for this kind of size of the car. There's a few things like fire extinguisher and some stuff below the bottom shelf, that little extra space I've showed you, and it's kind of rattly, so I think this car is, fair to say, rattling because of that. But I've noticed when I'm going over the speed bumps that the car is kind of noisy, the suspension. Although the suspension is good, it's not bad. It's okay going through the speed bumps, or just to the, you know, through the holes, potholes. And you know, the car is, you know, good. But when you go to sport mode, it gets a little bit stiffer, and the car of course changes shifting. So yeah, it's pretty standard for the most part. Okay, so this video is kind of long because I haven't made any breaks, which I usually do. We're coming to the highway. Okay, so let's talk about the space. For a tall person, there's enough space on the front. I'm 2 meters taller, 6.6, and on the back I'm kind of missing the space for my head, and for the knees, maybe depends who's sitting on the front. But for an average person, this car is actually just enough, has enough space for you to be comfortable inside. So, you know, I'm trying to be objective. There's not too much to criticize. And now when you speed up, the engine starts good, and you want to hear this. You can see the LED lights, how good they are. But when I'm driving, you know, just cruising in city, then sometimes there's just too much noise from the engine for my taste. Now I can hear a lot of tire noise. I'm gonna increase my speed here. And the wipers are automatic, of course. More wind noise. There's actually some water here. I wanted to speed up to 150, but I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to do that because this car is driving really slow. So we're gonna turn on, there's a lot of noise actually from the tires and the rain. So I'm gonna turn on the speed limit, not the limiter. I want the cruise control. That was my bad, my mistake. And now you can see I can turn on the distance distronic. It's keeping the distance, so I'm gonna lower it. The car is gonna come in. It's gonna hold, it's braking. And it's shaking if I get close to the line. So if I get a blinker, I'm changed the lane, the car automatically speeds up if there's no one in front of it. So we're gonna cancel this. You can, you know, set the limit and drive according to it, or you can turn it off. Okay, we're gonna press here. I'm gonna go to sport, long beam. Car just speeds up easily. This car is so small, it picks up speed so easily. But I would say there's a lot of wind noise, to be honest. And you just want to turn on the music, which I'm not going to because of the copyright strike. So back to the comfort mode, lowering my speed for safety. Now in Croatia, we have 10% tolerance to the speed limit and 10% actually to the radar, a laser that's not, you know, my speedometer is not actually showing the right speed, so it's actually showing usually more. So there's 10% to that, so you can drive 155, 56, but you're okay in 150 area. If you're from abroad, just sticks to 140, you know, and you're gonna be fine. And the speeding camera speeds below 100 kilometers per hour have a below 100 kilometers per hour they have 10 kilometers tolerance, and above 10% to the speed limit. Looks like the road has dried here. Wow, the LED lights are so good. Now interior wise, the screens are excellent. I've said the graphics are excellent. Even when there's sun, there's no, like, there's anti-glare surface on it, so you won't have any problems in the sun. You might see some dust or fingerprints smudges, but you know, if you probably get some cloth, you can easily clean it. The piano plastic here will be a dust magnet and it can get scratched. I personally don't like that. But if you get the middle package, you can get this in silver, so you know, it's up to you. And what I wanted to finish up, so I think Mercedes,
can I help you?
Oh dear God, seriously, cancel. Should have turned that off. Anyway, the M word brand put at some of the high-tech features, like you can get a lot of options like augmented reality. There's a police on my right side. actually. I'm not even sure if he's watching his phone. No, he's using the radar, definitely. I saw it in the mirror. He was using the laser. Good thing I slowed down because he didn't pull me over, because I usually drive a little bit faster. But be interesting if how would they react to my camera. Although I'm using my hands, I can see in front of myself. The camera is actually below my eyesight, but it has a wide angle so you guys can see everything perfectly, like if you were driving. Anyways, before we get to our spot, which is pretty close, I think I've been talking a lot and covering everything mostly. Trying to remember what I was saying last. Yeah, the interiors. So definitely these LED lights are such a good thing. It looks so cool. Some people are going to be overwhelmed with that. They're not going to want that. And what I've heard in Croatia, the Croatian customers are more conservative, so they're, you know, you're pretty close with the price to the C class, so a lot of them are just going to go for the C class when you get wood, and just feels more quality made, and that's what I wanted to criticize as well. Now, despite this is a Mercedes cars, on the top everything is like well made, but this is just cheap plastic. This whole area, I mean, the AC buttons feel good, they click good, haptic feedbacks is top of the line, but on the bottom there's hard plastic. It could be covered with leather at least. I mean, seriously, I'm mentioning now Mazda as a brand. They've just stepped up their game, level up. They're not even a premium brand, and they just made the whole interior look like premium. Now this looks like premium, and it is a premium car. Can't say the M word, but some things feel a little bit cheap for the price tag. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are at our road, actually getting close here. I just wanted to film. Wow, look at this, the asphalt, the water is evaporating. Wow, that's super cool. Look at this, can you see that? I'm not sure if the camera is picking that up, but it looks so cool. Anyway, the LED lights, we're going to test them here, but we're also going to do launch 0 to 100 because there's no traffic here, there's no one here. There was a little bit of wind here, so there's some branches. Hopefully there won't be any big ones on the road. So we got a straight road here. I'm going to pull down, and this car top speed is around 202-3 something like that kilometers per hour. We're gonna put it in sport. I believe there was like about 10.2 seconds 0 to 100 official time. I'm gonna put it down if it's correct, or just, you know, put a star and correct myself. So brake, gas pedal, away we go. And 100. I like how it's pulling even when you get close to 100, just pulling. And as you can see, the brakes are good. So it's a sweet car, definitely. Okay, whoa, yeah, easy there, cowboy. Gonna go to comfort, and this is our road. There is no one here. So wow, there was some branches here. I'm gonna be careful. And now the LED lights are so good. This is the full beam, so I can see a lot here. And I'm just gonna take my phone here, so it's kind of time synchronized. Actually filming with my phone. I'm gonna put this in the video. This is the long beam. Yeah, definitely. So in person I see a lot more, like especially on the top part, especially with a long beam. Unfortunately, the cameras they're just not adequate to show this, because they're just not, the sensors are not good enough to show this. So this is like the full beam now. I can definitely see the whole road. There's actually a lot of branches here. I'm gonna go slowly. And just gonna turn around here. Whoa, there was some strong winds here. Whoa, a lot of debris. Gonna go slow here and just turn around. Okay, honestly, I want to see the fog lights that are integrated, if I'm not mistaken, but let me see here. Where is the fog light? Oh, it's on. So honestly, I don't see the fog light. Wow, is there a fox? Wow, I think that was a fox, or maybe it was a cat. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna turn around here. There was some animal here. Okay, so reverse camera. Now it's pitch black behind, but you can see the lights. The backing lights are of course LED lights, and it's kind of useful to have a camera in this pitch black. The sensors are, you know, good, kind of pitch loud, to be honest. Drive and oops, easy. And what I want to say, so yeah, the parking camera is sharp. I'm trying to always be objective and not just talk trash about the car, but the seats at first seemed comfortable, and they are, but for a longer drive, after maybe 2 hours spent in the hour or, you know, 2 spent in the car, I felt pain in my lower back. So these are manual seats, and what I've noticed is that they don't have a individual lumbar support. So the thing was that you have one wheel that moves your knee support, and then it moves your lumbar support, and I went all the way, and it was just not enough for my taste, to be honest, because I wanted a little bit more. That's just a thing you should have in mind. Maybe the electronic control seats have better you know, a lumbar support. Maybe you should consider buying those, just if you want to be on the comfortable side. That's just me. The camera that's recognizing signs is just sometimes bad, because there's definitely not a 90 speed limit here. So yeah, another thing to criticize. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap this video. Driving a little faster here, because this car is such a joy to drive. This feels a lot better because there's not much traffic here, so it can and there's some curves here, so it's not boring like city drive. Definitely this car handles nicely, and you know, when you get a feeling for it, it's, you know, you can drive with confidence. And I'm driving in this comfort mode, and it's really responsive, and really pleased with the engine and overall experience. And let's talk about who is Mercedes aiming at with this car. Well, it's pretty obvious. This is an entry Mercedes, so it's actually aiming at young folks that might want to get, or just people that want to get into entry Mercedes. But for those who want a lot more, just a little bit more quality, definitely they're going to look at the C-Class. But this is something that's appealing to young people. More experienced people are going to look at some different models. Wow, I'm just impressed with this car's handling. It's just so fast. It just feels good on the road. Honestly, I mean, I'm impressed with this engine. You can imagine the stronger 150 or 190 horsepower diesel when it comes out, or the petrol variants as well. They're gonna be really fast, and I can imagine the A35. Oh, that would be just wow. Like we always do, for those who are new to the channel, we ended into the garage, so we're making it like look like it's a drive from point A to point B, and we're driving to a garage where I'm gonna exit the car, like pretending I'm going to shopping, although it's like almost close to midnight, and there's like probably no one in this garage, but so you can see the car in the night mode with the lights on. I usually come to do this because of the rest of the cars don't have ambient lights. You can see the parking sensors, a lot of colors, and how noisy they are. And the thing I forgot to mention in my in-depth review, the back window is going all the way down, which is pretty good. So wow, there's a nice Porsche Panamera there. So we're not going to go into wrong direction. We're going to park actually just over here in the middle. Actually, is this a parking spot? No, actually I'm just gonna park it here in the middle. Gonna be like I came from the auto school. Someone asked me, is it like a law that you have to use the hazards when you're backing up? And answer to that is yes. In Croatia we do have to use those. It's for safety reasons. Now, despite that I have a camera, I'm always used to using the parking mirrors. Now, as you can see here, let me just wait for this car to pass. If I press here a button, you can see that my mirror is going to lower down. You can see it's lowered. If I press the other one, it doesn't. So only the if you press, it's like same in my car, if you press it, the right mirror is gonna dip down. And let's just back up a little bit more. I think that's enough. Hazards off, park, and off. Thank you for watching this video. Please like this video for my effort. I thought I was not gonna make this video because there was just so heavy rain and wind, but luckily it you know, just went away, it dissipated. And subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Click that bell to get notification when I actually upload a new video. This is going to be driving at day without talking. This night drive, there's going to be in-depth review of the interior, the infotainment functionalities, the space, everything. So make sure not to miss that. I want to thank Mercedes. Big thanks to the auto dealer. You can see on the bottom, Gašparić from Velika Gorica. So if you're from Croatia, go to Velika Gorica, Auto Gašparić. Big thanks to them. We're gonna have future more cars for reviews and all the new cars when they arrive first, thanks to Mercedes and Auto Gašparić. Big thanks. Stay safe on the road, drive responsibly. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.